Hi, I'm Adam from Watford Opinions, and that match was very disappointing to say the least. I mean, there's a load of talking points from our subpar performing to Danjuma to the very questionable refereeing, but I guess that has to be the main topic to talk about, the officiating. Because yes, it wasn't the best, but I mean, if you look at the calls the ref made, not many were wrong calls. What's more poor was, I guess, Lerma's antics. Lerma was going to the ground at everything and whining about everything, killing the flow of the game. But at the same time, that's just part of football. That's something that's going to happen. I mean, we can moan about what Lerma was doing. We can moan about how he was crying. But at the end of the day, that's football. And he was trying to preserve his team's lead. And even before his lead, the team led, they were doing that, and it led to them leading. So at the end of the day, I mean, it's poor antics. I mean, you can call it cheating if you want, but I mean, that's just part of football, and it's up to us to deal with it. Like, we can do, if it's so unfair, then we can do the same. Like, so as much as annoying as Lerma was, and as much as people have been calling him a cheat, like at the end of the day, that's just part of football, and they were able to. At the end of the day, Bournemouth knew we were in better form. Like for like, we're probably a bit better. So they were going to have to make the football about something other than the football to win, and they did just that. And then from the free kick, from the initial clash between Lerma and Chalobah, they scored. And could you say, well, maybe it shouldn't have been a free kick? Maybe you could, but at the end of the day, it's not Lerma's antics that have led to Watford really conceding. It's us with poor defending. Bachmann should have done better at his near post, although Bachmann did make a few great saves before that, so it's hard to blame Bachmann for the result, even though he should have done better on the goal he let in, because there were other chances where he was absolutely immense. But yeah, it was the goal we conceded wasn't because of Lerma's antics. It was self-inflicted. It was terrible defending. Cathcart and Femenino were not awake, and Bachmann could have done better. So the reason Bournemouth won wasn't because of the officiating. It wasn't because of Lerma's antics. It was because of a lapse in concentration and our own problems. And it's easy to blame other stuff. And yes, it would have been easier for us to get a result without Lerma's antics. Yes, with maybe perfect refereeing, it would have been better for us. But at the end of the day, that's just football. And football, there's going to be other factors. There's going to be antics. There's going to be interesting refereeing decisions. And if we're really that much better and deserve to win so much more, then those antics and refereeing decisions won't matter. And at the end of the day, we weren't the better team. Maybe a defeat was harsh. Maybe we deserved to draw. But it's not like we were head over heels better than Bournemouth by any stretch of the imagination. And I hate to say it, but like Femenino, I think Munoz has to take some responsibility. There's been hardly any rotation besides the center backs. And when you're playing a weekend match and midweek for 4 or 5 weeks in a row, that's something that's going to happen. Players are going to get tired. Like, Femenino today, and I'll admit it, I've been wrong about Danjuma. I hate saying this, but Danjuma is a ridiculous baller. I mean, he was putting our players inside out. He was just different quality today. So I'll be the first to admit I was wrong about him, but he also made Femenino look very knackered. I mean, Femenino was still solid going forward, but in defense, Femenino was all over the place trying to defend against Danjuma. And had Femenino been better rested and with better fitness, I'm not sure that would have been the case. So I think Xisco does have to take a bit of responsibility. Again, the players do too, for getting drawn into the antics. At the end of the day, you're professionals. You should know that's what players are going to do, and you should know to avoid that. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough result. It's a blow in the promotion push for sure. I mean, it's not like the season is over. It's not like this is catastrophic. There's still, 13 matches to go after this? And we still play a bunch of other promotion rivals, so it's not like the season is over. We still have what it takes, but again, it is a blow. And then Pedro getting sent off at the end of the match. I mean, it was just reckless from Pedro. He shouldn't be kicking out, extending his foot when he's tripped over. Like, yes, he was tripped into Lerma, but he undoubtedly extended his foot, booted out. I'd be surprised to see that overturned, honestly. And now we're without him for the clash against Wickham. Hopefully Peretz starts that instead of Gray. But it's definitely a big blow. But there's a chance we come up against Bournemouth in the playoffs, and that's exactly what Bournemouth are going to do. They know they have a solid attack, but they also know that if they make the magic about something other than the football itself and get us to bite, that's exactly what they want. That's what Bournemouth were looking for, and we fell right into their trap. So, yes, it's a bit cheap, but it's part of football, and we had to do better. And they're also having problems from the other couple of matches, which have been kind of glossed over because we've won. For example, the left side has not been contributing close to the same going forward as the right side. Yes, Sema has been good, but him and Messina combined, they've not been providing the same threat. It's like we still seem rather one-sided. We can't be relying on individual moments of brilliance from Sema to have any sort of attacking threat from the left. Whereas from the right, we have a lot more threat because even though when it's not moments of brilliance per se, Femini and Star are still able to be effective. But on the left, there's just not the same. And then again, set pieces and concentration. We've been very bad from set pieces the past few matches, and Bournemouth capitalized on that. So we haven't been flawless the past couple wins we've had, and it's the issues I've shown. So this has to be used as a wake-up call. Huge match against Wickham. That has to be a win. And yeah, it's not like we performed awfully. It's not like we were terrible, but Bournemouth got us right where they wanted, and we bit. We took the bait, and that ultimately got us. So yeah, this season's obviously not over. We could still get automatic promotion. Looks a slightly bit less likely, but it's not to say the season is over. It's not like this is a catastrophe, but it definitely is a big blow. Thank you.